And it's got a bent rod.
Uh-oh.
That's why you're packing, which is getting bad in there. But see how easy it goes up to here and there?
And then catches?
And then it catches.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, got a bow in that rod out. That's a new one still in the bag. I got the other one
already separated out.
Already laid out, so but anyway, let me. Cause
even though it looks like it's the wiper, it's really the rod seal.
Yeah, the wiper protects the stuff from coming in. The rod seal keeps the oil from getting out.
Okay.
You know.
All right, guys. So got everything done. Got the tiller swapped off, bush hog on, and left the bucket up while I went and grabbed some lunch. And this thing did not budge an inch. Dean Family Acres. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. We're going to go in an in-depth rebuild of the tilt cylinders of a Kubota LA480 front end loader. My complaint last time that we did one of these from folks is apparently it ended up being a resource for people is I didn't show enough information.
Yeah.
I did realize that apparently I hadn't been greasing. Was I supposed to?
Well, it makes like get them both washed up good. Yeah, I need to be sure it's pointing. See, this one here's got one of them down, so it's gonna shoot all that. When you pull it up, it's gonna shoot it out of here. And it's got a bent rod.
Uh-oh.
That's why you're packing, which is getting bad in there. But see how easy it goes up to here and there?
And then catches?
And then it catches.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, got a bow in that rod, and there just ain't a whole lot you can do with them.
Unless they jam up, or they'll just wear that packing worse.
It'll just wear the packing.
Cool.
A little more, you know.
We're stuck?
Yeah, that one is. We'll do something different with it.
Okay.
Put a little air to it. Once you put air, you can put hydraulic oil.
Can you hold something? I'm just gonna get in your way.
No, I'm just gonna put a rag over here so it don't shoot oil everywhere.
Ah. You think I could have bent that rod just moving stuff?
Okay, you see here, you tell it's got a little bow.
That one's got a bow too. Huh?
This way, yeah. So,
or am I picking up stuff too heavy?
this you lift or you see this you lift, ain't it?
Yeah, well that's my tilt.
Tilt.
Yeah.
Probably when you extend it all the way out, got it tilted down.
Like it was down all the way and
Yeah, it went down and you're going back and forth.
Right.
I have seen them pull the rod out of the end.
really?
Yes. They will do that, you know. Out. That's a new one still in the bag. I got the other one
Already separated out.
already laid out. So, you know. Anyway, let me see if I can get my tool here. And
Weights next.
we're gonna put a bar in here, or whatever you might have to go in there to hold it steady, and then we got this here that fits in the
Specialized tool that fits in the little.
fits in the slot to unscrew it. Every one of these are going to unscrew counterclockwise. I ain't never seen a packing gland screw in clockwise, but since this little tool's small and it's short, you got to have a little leverage sometimes.
Little cheater there.
Yeah, a little
And
cheater.
it helps hold it together too. I guess.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes it's just hard to get these things. There we go.
Right.
Yeah, break loose. Okay. Yeah, and it probably broke loose and popped and just jumped. Then the bar jumped off. So anyway, but they make different lengths of these in different sizes. But if you get the small pins where they go in the small holes, then they short. So they figure the smaller it is, the easier it's going to be.
Should come off.
It should come off. A lot of times we'll mount this in a vise. If they mount them in a vise, don't clamp it on the barrel. Clamp it down on the end where it's solid. Because if you clamp it on the barrel, it's going to cave it in, and then your piston on the end of your rod is going to stick.
Then you're in an even worse situation
Then
than
you
having
even-
a bent rod.
Yep, you sure are.
I guess if those rods aren't bent too bad, then you can run them as much. I mean, at least as little as I use it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it kind of common to have some with a little bit of bow in it?
no.
Really?
No. If it's got a bow, you done did something.
Well, I meant one that's been used.
Oh, well, no,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily. It's just according to if you
Overdid it or
got
not.
too much of a load. This being aluminum and this being steel, I like to put some anti-seize compound on them. See, that's got a little scarring in it there where the rod's coming in and out.
Rubbing on the inside here?
No, it's not rubbing, it's just pushing it over to one side because the rod being bowed like that. You know? So, anyway, we'll put it in there. Okay. Shake now. So let it down.
Down on this end? All right.
It'll beat you to death if you don't. Sometimes when these are just hammered down on when you tighten them, it'll cave it in right here where the nut's at. And when it does that, you can't get it. It won't.
It won't come back off the threads.
It won't slide back off. You have to take something, a block of wood, something real soft, because this here will, you know, mar up easy.
That's aluminum, right?
That's aluminum.
And then this was the steel, right?
That's steel right there. Yeah. You take and tap it around. Don't tap all in one space. Just tap around, all the way around, and work it off a little bit of time until it comes off. You know. And then we got this.
Pull this out now.
Yeah, you can pull it out in a minute. Don't really matter. We pretty well through with this here. If you want to know if it's how much of a bow it's got or whatever, you can use a genuine straight edge on it. Not this here will be bowed too. But, But you know, I got a straight edge I use on cylinder heads. A person don't really need to get one of these,
right?
Because that there, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, cost me like $130.
Good grief!
Yeah.
No telling what it'd be now.
Yeah. Over to the side. Okay. See right there? You see that?
Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a gap there. It's not much.
It ain't much, but it's gonna take
That's all
much.
it takes.
Yeah. See, you see that gap in there? Get on back down here, and it's got, you know, it loses it because it seals off. But get down here, and it's sealed off on the end. So, you know, and the other one's the same way.
Okay.
So,
what's the call in regards to being worth replacing or not?
Okay, as general rule, you buy these from the dealer, they are very expensive. I mean, you might pay $400 or $500
just for that one piece. Wow.
Yeah, because it's hardened, it's chrome plated and all that. As long as you know, if you use this thing every day, like in a landscape business or something like that, you made money with it and all, it'd probably be worth doing that. Or you can go to a cylinder rebuild shop that's got the capabilities to, you know, to machine down all that.
So they basically remill this, or would they straight?
No. They would cut it off right here. They would measure out to here. They would measure here and get the right size chrome rod. They'd have to order it. And of course, some places does re-chroming. You know, they'll re-chrome the rods. But you can buy these in the right diameter, and then they'll put it in a lay and machine it down,
and do the end
machine it and thread it and all that,
right?
And then weld it back onto here. You know, they've got all the all the equipment that me and you don't have.
But as a homeowner or something like that, you wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah, if you as a homeowner, I wouldn't even buy a used one, because a used one probably gonna be much better. You know? Yeah. And there's really no aftermarket on these here.
Other than a cylinder rebuild shop basically making a
new rod,
right?
Yeah. But
and that'd be what, probably $100 less.
$100 less
than buying it from Kubota.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Different shops, you know, to set up. We've got
taking labor rates and all that kind of stuff these days too.
Yeah.
Stuff adds up.
You can buy these kits here that with these picks in them. We get these. We buy a lot of hydraulic stuff from Hercules Sealing Products. You can go online, buy it from.
So basically, these are the picks to get into a particular area to be able to get those seals out, right?
Yeah, and see, you got different ends, you know that.
And it's not just out and around; it's got a little kink to it.
Yeah, it's bent so it'll go in a hole there.
Yeah.
And you got some that's just flat, you know, and just different ones for different things. So these here.
We had to heat up one of these, didn't we? Was that going back on that we had to heat them up?
Going back on.
Okay.
Yeah. These here, they're kind of hard to get in there and get off. You know, a lot of times.
Because those are a little more hardened, right?
Yeah.
They're not like a soft rubber like you
they're
usually see.
They're not just like a regular O-ring.
Are you trying to get it to roll off or hopefully break?
Oh, it don't matter to me.
Not on the come off.
All I want to do is get it off. I'm just gonna get something different to work in here with it. But see, it'll stretch out of shape here, you know. And yeah, a lot of times I do this, but you know, if somebody's careful with it, you can take this here, and you can take a pocket knife with a sharp point on it, and you can put down there and just kind of easily work it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you can cut it. You know. So anyway,
you gotta be careful with this piece being aluminum.
Yeah,
you don't want to booger it, right?
Yeah, with it being aluminum, and of course, one thing about it being aluminum, if it's boogers just a little bit, you can take a little bitty file and file it and start over with it, and it'll do okay. Okay, you got this O-ring and a backup ring right here. It seals the oil into the cylinder. The oil pressure, you know, push in here, and naturally it's going to push against here. They use these backup rings to make the O-rings a little stronger. You know, you put them on there, it's just
so they don't wear out.
Well, not
and to hold the pressure.
Yeah, I mean it'll help hold the pressure better. And then of course you got one out here. This is more of a what I call a dust seal. I mean it's an O-ring here, but it's more like once this is tight here, it seals this off here, and you don't get dirt and grime and stuff.
This is the piece that goes on the end.
Yeah, this
goes all the way down
right there.
Right.
Yeah, right like that. Yep. And then, of course, you got the
packing on the end.
This is your wiper ring, and it's pretty well gone. Different cylinders will have different wiper rings. I don't see.
So the wiper ring was the part that was shot.
Well, the wiper ring keeps dirt and stuff out when it goes on the you want to clean it all out good too. When you put you can see with the new wiper ring here, it'll go down inside there, and it will go on the rod, and when it goes on the rod, any dirt and stuff here, it wipes it off and don't let it get down against your rod seal. You know, your rod seal down in here
is even further in.
It's even further in. You see it's falling apart. You see it there. It just falls apart. So
that rod seal was bad too.
Yeah, and the rod seal is why it leaks. Because
even though it looks like it's the wiper, it's really the rod seal. Yeah,
the wiper protects the stuff from coming in. The rod seal keeps the oil from getting out. You know, and of course, you know, if you're going, you know, you always got to have the right packing, because they'll make this diameter rod seal that'll fit this, but it might not fit in the groove. It might be too high. They make them in different heights for different things, and they make them in different outside diameters for the same size rod. So, you know, on your packing and all, you got to make sure you get the right stuff. Yeah. So anyway. You want to make sure that it's clean. You can look around in there and see, I can see a little bit right there.
Right. So if it's kind of left any little bit of gunk or something there, you want to make sure and get out as
because
much as you
it
can.
won't expand out and seal off like it's supposed to.
And it'll prematurely fail, right?
Yeah, well, what it'll do, instead of being a perfectly round fit in here, it'll have like a little bump pushing out on it against here, and it'll let that wear.
It'll be just enough to let that fluid by and or wear the shaft.
Yeah. It ain't normally wear the shaft, but I'll tell you what, I have seen plastic tubing like they use on trucks for airlines and things now.
Yeah.
I have seen that laying up against steel tubing, and the plastic could wear a hole through the steel.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, you never thought that.
You wouldn't have thought that, but I've seen that happen. Take a minute, make sure everything's clean. Okay. This here, it's not going to do a whole lot of good, but I'm going to take a little piece of emery paper and just polish that some. You know, I mean, you're not
to make it look more like that little section there.
Yeah,
try to
just get it kind of smooth. You know, it ain't going. Let me get a piece of paper here, emery paper.
Just barely can feel it with your fingernail.
Yep. And of course, you want to use some pretty fine emery paper. This one is a little coarser than this one. You
don't want to get too aggressive with it.
Yeah, especially aluminum, you know, because it cuts pretty easily.
About what grit would that be, you think?
This is 320. I think that is
2 something maybe.
No, that's the number. I'm wanting to say this is 600 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you don't have emery paper, you can get, you know, you can go to any of the
like wet dry.
Yeah. You know, you're gonna
just wear out faster, right?
Yeah. Just get the sheets of it like you get it. You know, Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere like, or any of the parts places has got them. You know, you just get you a sheet and polish it. So, anyway, got the. That looks a lot better. Now they make a. There we go. They make a fancy expander. You can expand these out and then all, but I don't have one. I don't use them enough to
justify keeping them.
Well, you know, I mean, the expander thing's like $150.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And when you don't use this stuff,
right? There's other ways to do it. In other words,
there's other ways that I can do it. You know, so yeah. But anyway, one thing too. See, O-ring, they got a dot on it and all that. You don't want to put your O-ring on and roll your O-ring, because it'll make it not lay down true. And see, if you turn it loose, it'll jump back like supposed to.
So what's the dot mean? Is that just to let you see that it's on
see that it's out like it's supposed to be? Yeah. Okay. I put it in the groove and you pull around here. And see that thing's rolling over as I'm putting it on, but it went back. But now the best thing to do is when you get it on there,
go all the way around.
Go around it a couple of times, you know.
Okay.
And that way it'll roll it back out like it's supposed to be, and then just ease that out from under and let it drop down. Okay.
So those pick tools are pretty important to have to be able to kind of.
Yeah. And you can buy these, like I say, from Hercules.
But there's probably some cheapos out there too if you only going to use it once or twice.
Yeah, but I mean, really, this here you're looking like $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad for it. You know, you can go on the Hercules website. Now this here, see, you're gonna have to really stretch it to get it to go. So an easier way of doing this is taking a heat gun and heating it up a little bit, not too much, but you don't want to heat it up enough that you're gonna melt it either.
Right.
So that will happen if you get too aggressive with it. You just, cause the heat gun, you can use a hair dryer and do it. It's just, you know, we use a heat gun because we got them here.
Just remember what's warm when you do use the heat gun.
Oh yeah, it's it's warm, you know. So just don't do too much. You got to have it where it'll stay on there too, because these things will blow all over the place, and then you got to catch them and clean them and all that. So, and it's going to stretch out of proportion. And you want to go the narrowest way to put it on there too.
To go on that side, not on your long side.
Yeah, yeah. The narrowest way to get it on. Like I say, you want to get it started down in there, and you just have to be easy with it. I mean, it'll stretch and go. You just have to. Sometimes you have to fight with it a little bit.
Making sure it's not twisting when it's going down in that groove.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you kind of holding it at that angle.
And see if you can get it over here all the way. Then you can slide it on down like that.
Drop.
Okay. Now see, that's a little big right now. I'm gonna take a ring compressor, get a little ring compressor, and put on there. Better for right now. We'll go ahead and do this one to start with and let it be setting while we're doing the other one.
Okay.
But you want to get it squeezed back down. If you don't use a tie strap, be sure and use a wide one. See, that tie strap don't push it all the way in like
like that compressor will.
Like the ring compressor will. But
and this is just regular old red tacky.
Yeah, red tacky grease like you grease the fittings with. You know, wanna just put a little bit in there, and put some on here. It don't take a world of grease. Some people just pack grease in there, but it don't. You know, all it takes is
making sure something's not going to bind up before when it initially goes in, right?
Well, yeah, and see, just like when you turning this, it's turning it. If it's dry, it'll have a tendency, not all the time. No rings are pretty slick, but it'll grab and maybe mess it up. You know. So anyway, but we're gonna do this. Put this here. That one there is a little hard to slide on. Usually, since the other one is tapered this way, it's easy enough to slide it onto there. And then I'll put this on first.
And then we got a new nut. Is that?
Yep. New nut come with it. And most of them nuts like that are self-locking. You can't see it sometimes. Some of them will have a little bit of Loctite down in there. I'm gonna try this one to be sure it's self-locking. If it's not, I'm gonna put some Loctite on it. See, and it's not a self-locking nut. So I'm gonna go over here.
What color Loctite you gonna use on?
Blue Loctite.
Red's the one that you can't get off, right?
You can get it off, but you gotta take a torch and heat up. If you put red on here, you'd have to take a torch and heat that up and melt it off, and then you can take it right off. But
blue will come off with enough force. It's just not gonna.
Blue will come off, and it won't, it won't lock it down there for you. Use any kind of thread locker. Make sure, see, that's the 242 Permatex. It's the thread locker.
Same as blue.
Yeah, it's
the other brand.
All of the same thing.
Yeah,
same thing, just blue. But just one thing that's imperative: make sure that if you're using thread sealer, that whatever you're putting it on is clean and dry. I use some starting fluid. Too much junk here, man.
That's because I'm around.
No. Oh no.
So just ensuring that it adheres well, and you don't have something in there that gets.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's a new nut and clean here, and if you look right here, you can see where some blue Loctite was on there originally, and you don't want to just drown it. It don't take that much. All it takes a little drop like that. And of course, I'm sure they got a torque spec on these, sure. Probably about 150 pounds.
You need me to put that rod back through?
Yeah, you put the rod back through, and I'm gonna torque it with this impact. So, I mean, it'll, And one thing, be sure you always put your piston, your packing gland back on there.
Yes.
Yeah, the packing gland before you put your piston on, If you don't, you'll have to take it back off again,
And it doesn't matter that this is sitting on here when you're doing that. It ain't gonna, miss anything.
Well, we got it on cardboard, so, and it's a wooden table. So. Okay. That one's said and done. Okay. Now, so most time I wouldn't think. Most time I wait till I get ready to put this in and put grease on it.
Right, just in case.
Yeah. But put a little grease on here. See, don't take a world of it, but put it up in there.
And you'd do that even if this seal was the appropriate.
You grease,
grease it no matter what.
Grease it no matter what, Okay, you can put it in here. See,
don't just shove it. You're working it.
Gently. I'm going around and around real slowly, and when it gets pushed in,
and when you're going around and around, you're pushing in just gently.
I'm pushing in just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, it'll tighten up like that for some amount anyway. So.
You're gonna need that other pipe.
Yeah, I'll get in a minute. I look pretty good to be almost 72 years old. So
you do better than me, and I'm nowhere near that. I used to say that. I'm getting closer and closer by the day. Oh yeah.
Keeps me going.
I think it's a balance for everybody. Some folks, if they quit, they wouldn't keep active, and then other. There's probably a torque for this too, isn't there?
Yeah. tight as me and my pipe can get it, with it staying on there. And I mean, I don't recommend it, but if you don't have these tools here and you're careful doing it, you can use a chisel and a hammer and catch on the outside. You don't want to catch it back here because that'll cave it down, barrel in on the threads. But
if you got time, that tool probably isn't that expensive.
No, it's not, and that's something you can get from Hercules. Okay, well, ought to be good. Okay, one down. Haven't said and done, you know. Yeah. Well, the smoothest going would have been rod, but yeah. See, that rod's bent there and it's making it jerk in. And of course we got 100 pounds of, 150 pounds of air pressure as opposed to 1,800 pounds of hydraulic pressure. That's why.
But that's a way to test it and not have to try and force it, because you know it's working the same.
Yeah. And I tell you, sometimes you got air pressure and you think like it's leaking down or whatever, it won't hold up. You can take this one pushes it up. You could take this one loose and just let it sit there and see if it leaks down and pushes oil back out of here. You know it's bad on the inside on that piece,
on one of those seals in there.
Well, on the rod. I mean on the the piston seal. The yellow one there.
Okay.
Okay.
The one that you have to kind of heat up.
The one you have to kind of work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, if you just put air to it and ain't got any oil or grease or anything, it's gonna blow by.
Right.
Air will just blow by where oil will take up that space.
Yeah, with those different.
Yeah. Oil would take up some space there.
Or automotive stuff. Or
automotive and diesel engine stuff and things like, and automotive repair and then diesel engine stuff. Well, see, this cylinder's never been apart. And
the paint.
Yeah. Let me get the paint chipped out away from it so it don't all get on and everywhere. Learn to do front end work. Okay. Now, if you don't get all the oil out when you pull that out, the oil dribble out. Oil dribbled out. Yeah. Okay. See, that's got some scoring too. So anyway. Okay.
Numbers on it, or I'd have just ordered them.
I'm going to take it out with a pocket knife this time.
All right.
This is something you can do if you're careful. You don't want to cut yourself or stab yourself.
Don't cut your finger off or nothing.
Yeah. You just patience. Patience and mechanic can go together. You cannot be in a hurry and be a mechanic because you'll make a mess every time. I think I got it cut through on that side. Do that. And there we are. Got that took care of. So anyway, that
got a little bit of.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It don't matter when we're pulling apart, does it?
Yeah, when you're taking it apart, you want to clean when you're putting them together. So. Yeah, see that one's same way, Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. So we got to remember one or two people in that store. People in the store's got to remember everybody.
That's
so,
right.
And that makes a difference. Yeah, get all that.
That one wasn't quite as bad. That other one must have been that side that was leaking all over the place everywhere I went.
It might very well be.
I was making streaks down the driveway.
Well, at least the driveway won't rust. You have to look at the bright side.
Somebody was telling me, I think it was Trampus that was talking about Kubota's being particular about their hydraulic fluid. Have you ever heard that? Because I did not use Kubota hydraulic. I've never used it. You know, when I've refilled, I've always just used the plus.
Yeah, yeah, like an AW46 or something, or
I forget what the number is, but it was something.
Well,
plus.
they make 46. They make 32, 46, and 64. And the higher the number, the thicker it is. Which 64 is not like a 20 weight oil anyway. So,
but in regards to when y'all work on stuff, if it's Kubota, do y'all use Kubota specific fluid?
Not unless they request it.
Okay.
You know, and we don't have any problems. You know, I mean, all the fluid is built to.
As long as it meets the specification they're calling for.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all built to certain specs.
That one, we got one, I think it was black trim, so, you know, it was kind of purpley.
Yeah. So.
Now, does it matter that this has some kind of tiger striping to it?
No.
It's all right, because you can't feel nothing.
No, you can't feel anything. That's just some discoloration.
Okay.
Or some in there. Usually, if it's a shiny spot, that's where it's wearing at. You know, because it's going to push it and make it shiny. The dull-looking spots where it's, you know, the machining when it was made.
Yeah.
Just make sure, you know, it's clean. And you put it back together, and then you don't have to worry about it like a dental pick here. Yeah. Pull the oil pan off of it and looked up in there with a light. I guess it comes from Harbor Freight. So, yeah.
That must be a newer model. China did that out.
Well, no. The tool that stretches it, it's like a cone shape, and you set this down on there as far as it'll go, and then you tighten up the cone, and it's like 4 sections, and it'll open up and stretch it out. And when you loosen up your nut, it'll go back together. So anyway, it's a pretty neat little old thing.
For $150.
Yeah.
Well, having the knowledge of knowing how to fix it is much more so than the the 50-cent part that it took, or the $5 part that it took to do it. It's the knowledge.
Yeah. And that comes with years of experience, you know. So.
And the little dips at the bottom.
Yeah, it goes towards your oil, you know. So you can do that. I have had these things, you get them, see there? It'll twist and jump right off of there and all that sort of stuff. It'll do all kind of crazy things. And I have had them where you can squeeze them plumb shut like this, and it'll still be too big to fit in the hole, you know. So, man, so, some things you just have to fight with. So you get it. There it is. Pop right in there. Okay, that right there. Just goes down underneath that lip. You know, when it's softer rubber, it goes in a lot easier. Then nothing. It slid that, popped the zip on in. Yeah, look. Yeah, me.
The only one that had a dot on it was the one underneath this one, right?
Yeah, and most O-rings don't even have dots on them, but you'll find them occasionally that does. And see, O-rings are notorious for when you put them over threads like this, of rotating. So
that's why it's important to go back around once you get it seated.
Yeah, once you get it on, you go around a couple of times and get it where you want it, and see it'll twist itself back right.
That's my tip of the day. I don't remember that from last time.
Yeah, and make sure if it's cut out, you get it turned toward the O-ring. So,
which is toward the oil.
Toward the oil. O-ring always on the oil side when you got a backup ring. See, that's pretty pliable there. So you don't have to worry about it a whole lot. Okay.
Yep, so we got one covered, which now they send you those nuts because they're one-time use, or they send them to you just in case one's boogered up.
Oh, they just come in the kit, you know. No, not all packing kits have them in there. Cause this bottle of Loctite here is about $45.
And last time you put that directly onto it doesn't matter?
It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter. Yeah. Put it either place. Okay. If the guinea comes over there and bothers her.
Alright guys, so apparently we got a full SD card in the DJI, so I'm going to probably set up a time lapse. Y'all have seen me taking this apart. Only thing that'll be a little bit different is I want to make sure and grease these sleeves when they go back in to hold the cylinders back in, and then there's grease fittings on top, which apparently I've been overlooking those. So just want to make sure that you've got a good greased sleeve when you put those back in there. Alright guys, so y'all probably saw us putting that back in the time lapse. Just seemed to be the easiest thing to do since we kind of went in a little bit detailed pulling it off, but I just want to comment on a couple of things when you're putting it back on. You might have seen us kind of go back and forth. I suggest you do the bottom slide, that stud going through. Suggest you do that one first because it's hard to see down here, and you can always kind of move and adjust up top. But I would suggest kind of when you're putting them back in, do the bottom one first, so you can kind of adjust that. Also, kind of thinking through, you want to make sure that you do put a little bit of grease. I think I mentioned that before, but a little grease on those sleeves going through, and then you want to make sure and grease them once you get them installed. So we're going to do that now, and hopefully this will be everything that we need to do in regards to replacing and getting these cylinders rebuilt, and we won't have leaks everywhere. All right, guys, so got everything done. Got the tiller swapped off, bush hog on, and left the bucket up while I went and grabbed some lunch, and this thing did not budge an inch. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for watching this week's video, guys. Hopefully it was super helpful for you. Tried to go in a little bit more detail in regards to getting these cylinders rebuilt, much more so than we did after our early episode of doing the other cylinders. Again, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell like Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one.